Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Spicy Girls podcast. This is technically week 5, but we're releasing our 4th and 5th episodes on the same day today. We're so excited that you're with us on this journey, and we have like some serious and fun topics throughout both podcasts. So
Yeah. So this one's going to be more of a fun one because the other one doesn't feel best to talk about. But for this one, we figured we would just do like a little talking thing, like best and worst, least favorite kind of thing with like things that have happened in our life. So, yeah. You just want to go ahead and get into it?
I just got this water all over me, and there's like a gallon on this table.
Kristen is eating her dinner right now. It's morning. She just got off her shift. So
I'm having a pretty successful day, if I do say so myself.
I think so too. She's been productive as hell. She went to Ulta, Target, got her laundry done, got coffee.
If you guys hear me crunch, just ignore it. Ginger, why don't you start us off here so I can eat a little more?
Well, our first best and worst is Kristen, best strip club and worst strip club.
Honestly, I really like the Dollhouse in Tampa. I'm not gonna lie.
And least favorite?
I can't think of the name of it.
Is it in Tampa?
Mm-hmm.
Penthouse? Mons Venus?
No. 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 I can't think of the name of it. Maybe it'll come to me later.
I'm going to go with Penthouse as my favorite because that's the only one I've been to. But least favorite, I haven't been to any others, but I'm going to have to go with worst would probably be any strip club in Pasco County.
100%, but I have never had the pleasure.
I was invited once to like a Sweet 16 birthday party in high school, and it wasn't at Lollipops, but it was at this like bottle club right behind it. And I wanted to go so bad because all the like cool girls were going, and my mom refused to let me go. She's like, absolutely not.
Okay. But actually, there is like this strip club, I think, in Pasco County that has like an all-you-can-eat buffet in the morning that's supposed to be like really good, and I do it.
I actually heard, I forgot which one it is, if it's Penthouse or Dollhouse, that one of them has like a lunch special. You come in for lunch and you get free lunch. They'll do whatever just for going.
Ginger, maybe this is our lost calling, and we need to find the best strip clubs to eat at with the best deals.
That's what I'm saying. Beautiful women.
You know, in Atlanta, I missed out on my time there because there's this place, oh my gosh, I forget the name, like Claremont House, I think, and there's like this really famous stripper there who's been like in the business like years and years and years, and people will go to this place just to see her, and now she's like 60 years old, but she's like famous, and I didn't get to see her. I'm pissed.
I thought you said 6 years old at first. I was like,
we're raising that.
Okay. All right.
Way to be creepy, you psycho.
Bro, I can barely hear you on here, okay? So you gotta speak up. Okay. Best girls' night out or girls' day, whatever.
I just answered first, so you can go ahead.
Best girls' day or night out? I have two, but it's at the same bar that we went to. And I think it just shows that, like, okay, so the bar we went to, it's like this tiny little one. I don't even know if I should say the name. So tiny one in Port Richey-ish or whatever. But it's always the best time because it's just like chill. There's no pressure. There's no like, I don't know, guys like breathing down your neck. And I remember this one time we all went. It was like me, you, and a couple of our other friends. And it was just the best time. Like we're doing body shots like outside in the back, and like it wasn't creepy though. It was just fun, and I think it just goes to show that some of the best times are at tiny little dive bars when you don't have to put on your 6-inch stilettos and like a pound of makeup to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
So. Oh, but then I have another. Whatever, you just go.
No, I don't care.
Well, I don't want to take yours. You say yours, and then if you don't say it, because I think you might.
Oh my God. I can just imagine how this is going to look and sound, me crunching this entire time. Keeping it real. Anyway, best girls night out. I literally, I don't know, two come to mind. Number one, my bachelorette party. Shout out to my cousins. That was a really great night with lots of tequila, and also ended up at Dollhouse. But this other one, though, that's all I'm going to say about that night. This other one was actually for my birthday. Me, Ginger, our friend Lauren, and our friend Lisa Mahoney all rented a hotel room in Clearwater at Opal Sands for my birthday, and Zach was there as well, but Zach had to work the next morning, so he didn't go out with us that night. We Ubered over to St. Pete, and we went bar hopping, and it was literally the best night. We like danced like it was prom or like homecoming. Like we just had the best time, just all of us. And that was the night I taught Ginger how to throw up and keep drinking.
I have videos of that, throwing up in the toilet. And like,
and then I think Lauren went into the ocean at like 2 a.m.
She did.
But what girls' night doesn't end like that? You tell me.
That was amazing.
Someone puking and someone running off.
The other one, which isn't really a night out, but I know it's going to be on top of our list that you had mentioned, was when we were, it was me, you, and Lauren again. I miss her so much. I swear to God. Lauren, if you're watching this, come back. But we weren't even that close to friends yet. I think this was like the day that really solidified that. We went down to Clearwater and went to, what was the place with the drink? Tropics. We went to Tropics and just sat at the beach and drank our drinks, and then we rented jet skis. And I think I was like a week after getting my nose done, and my my surgeon said, now whatever you do, be careful because this nose isn't yours yet. Like, I've put it on there for you and crafted it, but it's not yours, so don't do anything crazy. You know, it can be a little sideways, a little wonky. And I get on the fucking back of the jet ski with Kristen for some reason, and she hauls me off, going like 35 miles per hour. All I know is I pop my fucking nose out of the water. I see her bobbing. I'm bobbing. And the jet ski's like way over here. And yeah, that's that on jet skiing. I got her back.
I thought for sure. I don't know why. I'm sorry, I'm talking with my mouth full, which also is very rude. So hold on. I like truly thought when I threw us off, I was gonna find Ginger's nose floating in the ocean. Like, really, like, this is what I envisioned in my head. So when it was still on, I was like, everyone should go to that surgeon.
I was like, wow, she held up.
Who did your surgery?
Huh?
Who did your surgery?
Dr. Davis, from Davis Facial Plastic Surgery down in Tampa. I only went to him for one consultation, no one else, but I loved him because he was double board certified in ear, nose, throat surgery and then facial plastic surgery as well. So he didn't do like boobs, he didn't do butts, he didn't do all that shit. He just like focused on the face. And I highly recommend him for anybody.
Did your brother recommend him to you?
No, I was looking up plastic surgeons online, and I didn't like that a lot of them did the whole body, because to me I was like, well, that means they're probably not going to be as experienced in just one, specialty. And then I found him, and he said the same thing to me. He's like, the number one surgery I do is noses. I've done like tens of thousands of them at this point. And I was like,
Yeah.
Sign me up, bud. So he's awesome. I love him. And still, he's like, whenever you graduate, just let me know. And it's like, come work for me. Let me see. Okay. Well, to flip that card over, now I want to know your worst night out.
Probably the ones I don't remember. Probably the ones where I end up, having a little too much and then hanging out someone's side window puking.
Yeah.
Actually, my worst night out is when me and my best friend Angelica fist fought on Gasparilla.
Okay. Yeah, that'll do it.
100% worst night out. Shelly, if you're listening to this, I'm glad we've moved on. And that it's all love there.
Oh my god. Girls just fight. Like, that's what I was gonna say.
We were like, obviously we're like sisters, and we fought like sisters, and we like look back and laugh now, but obviously it wasn't funny at the time on a really bad night.
Yeah.
So that definitely takes the cake for worst night out.
I would say my worst night out was me fighting with my sister as well. And if she's watching this, I love you so much. But I think we can both agree that it was a bad night.
I think the people you're like closest with, you have the worst fights with. It's just how it is.
Well, because you know each other like the most, and so things can be the most hurtful at the time. But it's like you don't mean it. We just ended up fighting over something stupid when we went out. We both, like me and her, have never really been single at the same time. So there was a period of time where we were very briefly, and just got into this real bad fight when we went out. And I won't talk about it, but like it ended up, we were both drunk, and I was like, well, then I'm just going home. And so I called an Uber. I get in the car. The Uber driver was so nice. He's like talking me through it, being a therapist. And I'm like, I'm feeling better. You're right. Like, she's my best friend. I don't know why we're fighting. And then I get home to the apartment. We'd lived together too. And I had forgotten my key with her in her purse. And we were still mad at each other. So I wasn't going to be like, hey, I need you to come home. I need my key. And I had to pee so bad. So I remember I just walked over to this ditch. Actually, there was like this big open field near my apartment where there was no construction yet. And I just like peed in this ditch and then just laid down in the street. And I think I called you because her and Zach had lived just a minute on the other side of the road from us at the time. And she's like, I'm working. Are you okay? And I'm like, not really. I'm locked out of the house and I'm laying on the street. Oh. And she like immediately called her husband, Zach, and was like, you need to go pick up Ginger. Just bring her home. Let her sleep on the couch.
Yep.
And yeah, that was my worst night out. takes the cake. All right, well, what about your best date?
I'm sure this isn't my best date, but it comes to mind. Zach and I went to St. Pete, I think like Vinoy Park, and there was like a food truck thing going on, and we like walked around and got tacos, and then we sat on like the edge of the water and ate and just like talked about life and stuff. And I just remember it was like really beautiful weather, and it was just like a really fun time. And we were like a little bit younger. This was years ago now. I don't know why. That's just a memory that sticks out to me, but I'm sure I've been on way more epic dates, and Zach's gonna be like, what the hell, are you serious? The $2 taco food truck.
No. Sometimes it's just the simple one.
Yeah, I really think so. Or, we used to on Friday nights drive down to Clearwater, and we would just like get a towel and lay out on the sand and watch the sunset with like a bottle of wine, and we did it like every week while I was in nursing school. Because we were poor, obviously, number one, and number two, it was like the only time we got to spend together, really. So I'd say those are some of like my most favorite dates or best dates.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think one of the, like, I haven't really been on many dates when I think about it. I guess one of the nicer ones was when this guy took me to Clearwater Beach, kind of like similar to what you were saying, and we had really just met, but he went through the thought of like asking me what my favorite thing to drink was, like if I liked beer or wine or champagne. And I didn't know what he had planned, but he ended up buying me like whatever that was, which I think at the time I said Stella. So he bought me like a couple little things of Stella, and he even bought the like plastic champagne glasses to like make it nice. And he brought it all in like a little picnic basket and laid out a blanket at sunset. And we just like,
I truly say that I have no idea who this is, number one, and number two, I can't remember you ever drinking Stella. So
I love Stella. Before I moved out here, Stella was my go-to. You know who it was, because the date was nice, but it ended up not working with the individual. Actually, it ended up being my worst date, so I'll go there after. But probably that was like a nice gesture, but my favorite date I've ever been on was when this guy took me to a hockey game, and he loved hockey. He played hockey, and he took me to a game, the Lightning versus like the Panthers or something, down in Fort Lauderdale, and I just thought it was just a lot of fun, and I think it was my favorite, just like being there with him. But anyway.
So what's your worst date? I literally don't know. You're saying what I know, I don't know.
Well, the worst date kind of ended up being from the first one I mentioned, when the guy took me to the beach and we watched the sunset. That was very nice. But
maybe if you tell me this part, I'll remember.
Well, I can't tell you all of it, but I'll tell you some of it. Okay. I'll just text it to you after if you don't get it. But ended up
it's not very real with our followers, Ginger.
Okay. Well, anyway, so here we go. You guys want it real? It's getting hot in here. We ended up.
The name of this episode.
We were talking and hanging out, and he was nice, but he reminded me a lot of my ex-boyfriend. He was like kind of nerdy and into like a lot of the same things, like saying a lot of the same things that my ex-boyfriend was into. And my ex-boyfriend, we had dated for like 5.5 years, And this was basically like right after I got out of that relationship. So I was like, oh shit, like this reminds me so much of him. I can't do this. I need something different. But we ended up, well, it was like what was going through my mind at first. And then we just like got in the water and like swam while it was a little bit of nighttime, and then went back. Like he had to go to his house to pick up clothes because he only brought like swim trunks and he was soaking wet. And then to drive back to my house, which was like a lot farther away. And I ended up leaving my car keys in his car. Now you know. Now is it coming back to you? Do you want me to go into depth about why the rest of it didn't work out?
No, you can just say what you did. How you avoided him and never got your fucking keys.
The rest of the night was not well. Let's just put it that way. It wasn't good. And I had realized the next morning I left my car keys in his car when I went to start my fucking vehicle. And he's like texting me and calling me. He's like, I've got your car keys. Well, before I knew he had them, I was avoiding his calls at all costs because I'm like, I don't want to talk to him again. And then he texted me and was like, hey, I'm just calling you because I have your keys. Just blocked him from there and bought a new set. Honestly, I was like, just keep them. I never want to.
That's a true story, and she never changed her locks on anything. This guy probably still has her keys.
He hasn't come looking for me yet, so he must not have been feeling it either. Anyway.
Okay, moving on.
What's next?
I can't believe I forgot about that.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe you almost made me talk about that. All right. Most adventurous thing that you want to do right now?
Skydive.
Skydive?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. I really want to do it.
You want to jump out of a perfectly good plane?
I think I saw Vincent Crump post something about that recently on his Instagram.
Vincent, did you go skydiving recently?
Also, Vincent, I love you.
I miss him.
What a great person. All around great person.
Seriously. Remember when we ran into him again in McAllen? That was like, oh my god.
That was meant to be.
Such a small world.
I wonder what he thinks about Mercury retrograde.
He's probably going through it too.
No, he's in Hawaii. He's living his best life right now.
Yeah, but Mercury still retrogrades in Hawaii.
No. There's some places it just doesn't.
Well then, why won't you renew your vows there?
Oh my god. Okay. What's your most adventurous thing?
I still can't get over the fact you want to jump out of a perfectly good airplane.
It's like not that even crazy. I feel like everyone does that.
People that are crazy do it.
I also want to go shark diving.
Like in a cage?
No.
Free diving?
Free diving. Yeah.
I want to do things that keep me alive, I think.
Okay, well, you haven't named one, so.
Well, okay, what I was going to say is, like, really badly, I just want to pack up my stuff and do a spontaneous trip. Kind of like what we did when we went out to Sedona and then the Grand Canyon.
Mm-hmm.
That was so freeing, just driving through the mountains. And
oh, you were driving?
No, you were. I was watching. I was watching and crying in the backseat.
That's incredible. I had no idea you drove on that 15-hour ride.
Listen, you did not want me to drive. It's just not that. But no, wasn't it just so relaxing just stopping anywhere and being like, oh my gosh, let's look at this? And I don't know. It felt so free.
It was freeing. I was going to say that. It was very freeing. Probably like the only time in our lives where we didn't have a timeline and we could really just like, hey, you want to do this? Let's do this. Or
yeah.
And I really did not say no that trip.
And going out to that little casita in Flagstaff, that was like so cute. It gave me such summer or winter like mountain
Yeah.
And vibes. Oh my gosh.
It was a good trip overall.
Yeah. My heart is aching for that. But I really think that we should do the Colorado trip this winter.
Well, we will.
So.
Okay.
Let's say that. Or shark diving. I'd like to do that, but with a cage.
Loser. I'm just kidding.
Best purchase.
My house.
Knew
100%.
Knew it. Good.
What about you?
I think my car.
Okay, I can see that. Worst purchase.
Worst purchase? My couch.
Ooh, okay.
And that's because it's just not comfortable. I mean, it's fine, but it's not what I wanted, and it doesn't match what I want. What about you?
I've bought a lot of bad things.
You say you've had a lot of bad things?
I've bought a lot of bad things. I've wasted a lot of money in my life.
Oh, I know. It's hard.
I really don't know. I'd have to say it was like something when I was younger, probably.
Yeah. Immature, more not like buying something that you need. Oh my god, I think I have a cat hair.
Oh my gosh. Pandora bracelet. That's probably my worst purchase.
Oh god, yeah.
I used to be obsessed with those stupid charms. Like, would spend all my money on them.
Do you remember that? Everyone was. They were obsessed with the like Pandora promise rings.
Yeah, and I want all that money back.
Yeah.
100% worst purchase.
I think I spent like all my childhood money on Webkins. Do you remember those?
Oh, that's gotta be your worst purchase.
I was obsessed with them. Yeah. Way too much money on a fucking stuffed animal. Okay. So, what's your biggest regret? And you can't say you don't have none, just pick one.
Oh my god, I have 100 billion in regrets, but the worst one? Not traveling more. I think I talk about this with like anyone who is well traveled, or I wish I was more like internationally well traveled, and I really regret not doing that or making that a priority. And I also regret not knowing any other languages.
Yeah. Just not being culturally like aware so much, I guess.
Not even that. I do feel culturally aware. I feel like I just haven't made it a priority to travel as much as I would like to. So,
yeah.
What about you?
I think probably doing everything that I did my freshman year of college, like for a guy. For sure, is my biggest regret. I moved up to Gainesville for the boyfriend I was dating at the time, and we ended up breaking up before I even got there, but the lease was already signed, so I was stuck in it. And then I found a new boyfriend, and he went to USF, and then I decided to move home for him after. And my freshman year, I missed out on joining the USF cheer team. They were literally actively asking me to join the co-ed team. I was going to their like stunt clinics, and they were excited for me to try out. And I just didn't try out because I ended up moving to Gainesville. And I feel like life could have been very different if I just would have stayed home, saved some money, continued cheerleading like I had loved to do, and made, I don't know, connections and friends and things like that. But
I honestly didn't know that.
What
about you?
That's definitely my biggest regret. That's why I'm like terrified of making a choice, a big lifelong choice like that ever again for somebody. So.
I think it also feels different when you know it's right. So
yeah, I know that was like an opportunity of a lifetime I think I missed out on.
Well, speaking of opportunities, what's your biggest dream?
I think my biggest dream is to just, I want my whole family and my friends that are closest to me to live so comfortably and know that, like, my parents have done a lot for me and for my brothers to get us to where we are, whether it was like our college educations and things like that, or just even being our best friends now that we're adults. And there's nothing more that I want than to just put all of their worries at ease and be successful and take care of them and host big parties for Christmas with them and just keep their legacy that they've shown us going on, like, continued. And yeah, however that happens, just to be successful enough to do it. What about yours?
I think we're like aligned in that way. Just me and you, and being as successful as possible together. Obviously, we've come up a long way together already, and I would like to just see that continue and like foster that relationship and be able to, I think we're essentially on the same page there.
Yeah. I think that's something that stands out about our friendship too, because I mean, we do like, we've come into successful times. We do go shopping and buy like frivolous things that maybe we don't need. But at the end of the day, our drive for success doesn't come from, oh, I want to have nice things. I want to have the coolest things, the nicest car, the nicest clothes, the nicest shoes. It's not about that. Those are things that we enjoy and we truly find value in and we like them. But it all comes from wanting to, I don't know, just like provide for our family, for our friends, for ourselves, and live a worry-free life. One of my mom's dreams is she wants to go to Hawaii with my dad so bad. And I don't think that's something that they're going to be able to do together. And that would be like my dream, to just send them there. And it's not a worry. It's no big deal. Just to be able to do that for our friends and family. I think that's what we define success as.
I think that's all we could hope for, honestly. So,
yeah. Well, that's pretty much it. Do you have any more questions that we can ask? I don't think so.
I feel great. I feel like that was a great thing to end it on. Like, never stop dreaming, never stop reaching towards the next thing. And, goals are big for a reason. So,
and if they're not scaring you, then they're not big enough.
I was so cliche. On that note, we're leaving. Bye, Rat Pack. Thanks for tuning in.
Love y'all.